So these seats you see here, these are the leather Alcantara seats. They're completely standard on the S-Line model. And you can have them in two colour choices. So you've got black, and then you've got this rota grey colour that you see here. Now, I know why they've done it. They've gone, because the exterior is so dark in this firmament blue, when they've ordered this car, they've decided to go for the rota grey just to lighten up a bit. Otherwise, it can be a little bit overpowering, a bit too dark, having such a dark exterior, and then the black seats in the interior. I would rather have that, personally, than these rota grey seats. I don't like them. I think they just look a bit boring, to be honest with you. I'd go for the black Alcantara leather seats as standard if I was choosing the car. But I understand why they've done it. Now, if you did want the full leather seats, you can upgrade to that, and that's a £1,000 option, and they're called Valcona leather. And again, you've got that in the choice of black or grey. So a couple of standard features which are worth pointing out that you get with the S-Line model is the heated front seats for the driver and the passenger, and also the parking system. So not only do you get the parking system plus, which is front and rear parking sensors which are displayed on the centre console here, you also get a rear camera system as well. And that's completely standard, and that's great. It's such a useful feature to have, especially with this car because it is such a long car. That rear camera will come in so handy, so you'll be thankful for that being standard. So rear seats, really quite comfortable when you're behind either the driver or the passenger. A decent amount of headroom. I'm 178 centimetres to give you an idea. There's plenty there, but any taller than that, I mean, I've got like, what's that, an inch and a bit of headroom there. So if you're any taller than me, which, you know, there's a good chance I'm not the tallest, you're going to be touching that roof, and that's just down to this sloping style that you get with the A7. Now, a couple of other things I don't like about the rear seats in the A7. One, these windows, they really are quite small. There's not a lot of glass there for you to look out of. Just a little niggly thing I don't like. Also, and now this isn't unique to the A7, this is again another one of my sort of pet hates with modern cars or any car, is there's no rear USB sockets. This is a family car in my eyes. You're going to be having your kids in the back of here. Any sort of long journey, they're going to want power for their gadgets. I mean, it's going to be mithering you. So I'd love to see a couple of USB sockets in here just for the convenience factor. As I said, rear seats here, decent amount of leg room. For me, decent amount of height. Any taller than me, you're going to struggle. But if you take it to the middle, as you can see, because this middle seat is raised, that means my headroom is dramatically reduced, and like I said, I'm just about okay. But any taller than me, your neck's gonna be like that. And to be honest with you, even for me, this is not a comfy seat. I would not want to go anywhere further than around the corner, sat in this middle seat. So let's talk about the interior styling a little bit. First things first, which we need to address, is this centre console here. This is the new, well, it's not new really anymore, but this is the style that Audi are going with, and it's been rolled out across. It'll be pretty much most of the range over the next few years. And it's this twin display system, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in a second, but I really like that. And the styling just looks absolutely fantastic. Everything about it, it feels solid, it feels premium, it just looks sleek. It's a really good looking car. It's not the most exciting on the exterior to look at, but inside it's absolutely fantastic. It's pretty much state of the art. Not so much underneath the armrest in terms of space, but what you do get is a wireless phone charger. So if you've got a compatible device, you can charge your phone up there, and then there's a little bit of a section just there for coins and keys and stuff like that, and then 2 USB sockets to charge your devices with, but not a huge amount of space there. Glove box, pretty standard space glove box, nothing to write home about on that side. The side pockets, again, decent size. You can fit a bottle of water in there, something like that. So very practical for all your needs. So this is the fun bit. It's where you get to take the car out for a little bit of a spin. Ooh. I think that'll be annoying after a bit. I think you can probably turn that off somewhere in the settings, because I think it's like, yeah, cool as that is now, it's gonna get on your nerves after a little while, I think. So as I said at the start of the video, this is the 45 TDI, 286 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. So it's not like a slouch, it's not incredibly quick either, but I think it's reasonable for this sort of style of vehicle. What I'm expecting from this car is a really high level of comfort in the drive. And that's what this car says to me. It's a car to really enjoy the drive with, and you can almost like, not relax, but it's enjoyable to do that long 200-mile journey, you know? Whereas you don't always get that with some vehicles, especially if you're going for a sportier car like the S stuff, RS stuff, VW, Rs. You know, as fun as they are to drive, they're quite hard cars, you know? They're not long journey, can be quite tiresome really. Yeah, so straight away, my thoughts of what this was going to be have been confirmed really. It's really quiet, not a lot of road noise coming from the car at all, comfortable. Yeah, really nice car. You know, one that my sort of commute it's perfect for really. Like I say, I do 25, 1,000 miles a year, something like that. Mainly on motorways. So this car would absolutely be ideal for me. I'd love to have this car as my daily driver. It really would. That being said, there's enough punch there, isn't there?
Absolutely.
That felt pretty responsive, but better than I thought it would do. Definitely better than I thought it would do, must say. I think one thing it is missing though is what we spoke about again earlier on the video. This steering wheel is really big, you know. If you're going to stick with the S-Line model, that's fine, but I would say it's probably worth considering upgrading to the flat bottom steering wheel. I think it's like £375, something like that, to upgrade to that. I think it makes the car completely different. The look of it just all of a sudden becomes a lot sportier once you put that flat bottom steering wheel on the car. Oh, it's a big car. It's big. It didn't like that small roundabout at all. It really didn't. It's one thing it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, is just the sheer length of this car. And that's why that rear parking camber I think is so important, because it's just massive, really. It is huge, and because it is, a saloon, it's probably quite easy to forget that. That nearly caught me out, that little roundabout. From a passenger point of view, Connor, how's it for you?
Pretty comfy, I'd say. Really comfy.
The only downside of doing these videos is we can't put the air conditioning on because it's too noisy. So what you're getting right now is me and Connor sweating and just very, very uncomfortable.
It is a sauna in here.
So we've been around this car in detail. It's a standard car apart from that metallic paint option we spoke about. On the road, retail in the UK, Connor, what are we saying?
I'm going to say 50, 55.
Well, you need to be a bit more specific than that. You're gauging it a bit there. You need to give me a number, Connor. What do you think this car, what's the value of this car?
£55,000, I'd
55. Say. You're pretty close. Pretty close. £57,170.
Ooh.
Pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. You're paying, I think a lot of that premium's coming from the tech side of it. Let's get a bit of this rear camera in action. Easy.